Welcome to the Superhero's Journey, episode number 17, podcast where we talk mainly about superhero movies and TV shows with a bit of Star Wars and other things in the genre. My name is Carl Freeman, and with me is my co-host. Oops.
What? Your what?
Co-host.
Oh, there we go. Brian Shores.
I was just reading, okay, this is how it's written.
I need you to add an R to that, sir.
I use proper English. I don't want spell check to be mad at me.
I don't care. You tell it to learn that word.
Okay, I can do that.
And it's R with it's a capital R in there too.
Oh man, that's bizarre.
Yeah, I know.
All right, find us on Twitter at Superhero Journey. No E in super. Write to us at the superheroesjourney@gmail.com. It's heroes, Heroes, plural, not possessive. Everyone loves that.
Oh yeah. Every single one.
Yeah. So this week.
Wait, I just have to show you something really quick.
Oh, this is great for
podcasting. No, I'd like you to read my Twitter bio.
Oh, his Twitter bio is co-host of the Superhero's Journey podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
So look at that. See, Brian, okay, if you want to look for Brian specifically, he's at that Brian, Brien. And Carl? I am at Carl Freemerman, which is, I guess I could spell out because it's a long-ass name. That's CarlFreemerman. And you can write to us individually if you want. I probably tweet more from my own personal Twitter anyway.
Yeah, mine too.
Of course, you might see stuff on there that you don't like, but
yeah,
because I don't talk specifically about superhero stuff, movies, but I do often put movie stuff, video game stuff.
Yeah,
there'll be a fair share of political stuff, so we keep that out of here mostly.
Yeah, mine not so much political stuff, just so much as, hey, that's kind of a cool thing that made me laugh once. So if you like clickbait of animals doing weird things, no, not so much. But
all right, on to the show.
I just had to prove a point.
Good.
Yeah.
We're going to start with directorial news.
Yes.
We have news that Drew Goddard will be directing the X-Force movie,
which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's a pretty good choice, I think. And he's also going to be apparently writing the script, which I guess also was already co-written by Ryan Reynolds and Joe Carnahan, who wrote The Gray. Yeah. So I'm guessing he's doing another pass at the script, something like that.
Yeah.
Happens a lot. That's normal.
Yeah, I'd actually be really interested to see that script be released, just because, as we looked up, like, Ryan Reynolds really hasn't written anything before. You know, right. And he's a great improviser. He's really funny, but, I'm wondering how that translates into a script if he was just coming up with a lot of dialogue and the co-writer was shaping it into an actual screenplay.
Yeah, and which is fine. And
yeah,
I feel like he may have done something like that for Deadpool, maybe uncredited.
Probably. I imagine a lot of that movie is probably improvised.
Yeah.
So
this movie apparently will center on Cable and Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
So Ryan Reynolds should have a part in dialogue, and he probably will, even if that version of the script isn't the final version. But
yeah, I also read that it's possible that Zazie Beetz might it's just such a weird name to say, but she might possibly return as Domino.
Yeah, she was destined for stardom.
Yeah,
that's why she has that name.
Yeah,
she'll be okay. I mean, I guess.
It all depends on how she is in the movie. Like, I'm not gonna be, if she's awesome, I'm not gonna be mad.
Yeah. I guess X-Force could be. She should be in X-Force.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, like I'd like like Long Shot and
I want Marrow in there.
It all depends on the version of X-Force they're doing.
Yeah, I don't want like the typical obvious choices. Like, I don't want obviously not Wolverine. We're not going to do that, and I don't think X-23 should be in there either. No, because that wouldn't make any sense. It requires too much explanation,
especially because the timeline's not going to add up, because X-23 isn't even born yet as far as like Deadpool is concerned.
Well, yeah,
unless they do another time travel thing with Cable and.
Well, that's if they care about
the
Logan as being part of the continuity, which I don't really believe it is.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But I don't think Deadpool is part of the continuity. I think it's its own continuity.
Yeah, I would like that to just kind of be the continuity of X-Men, because it's, aside from like X-Men First Class, it's like the strongest X-Men movie. Mm-hmm. It's the most entertaining.
Deadpool?
Yeah.
Oh, by far, yeah. Of course.
So, they had the best Colossus, like, I don't know. So
yeah, I just want to see some new characters. Like, so I don't want to see X-23, not because I don't like her, but we've seen that power set before.
Yeah.
With Wolverine many, many times. And she's just female Wolverine. Like, there's really not that much to her. I'm not like saying I don't like her character at all, but like we don't. If they're gonna add another female character, Marrow is a fantastically different character.
Yeah.
With a different personality, with a really interesting power.
Yeah. And they do already have Marrow kind of set up, because we did see someone who we're inclined to believe is Marrow in the first Deadpool. So
yeah, so I mean, they could even have that worked into it. Maybe she mentions that or something. Who knows?
Yeah, like if this version of X-Force is like the two of them going around rounding up everybody that was that had their mutation activated in that program, and just have them start like a vigilante league or something.
Yeah, or I mean, if even maybe they're looking for ones with useful abilities, right?
I kind of would like one or two to have useless abilities, because I mean,
Forget Me Not.
Which one is that? Is that the one where like you forget about him as soon as like you don't?
Yeah, he's the best character. It's hilarious. He's this character in the comics, and he showed up in that last X-Force run, which is excellent. The one that had Marrow in it, and his power is that you can once he's out of your sight, you can't remember him.
Yeah.
It's like, as long as you know him, you see him, he's a person, he's there, you can see him, but you'll never remember who he is once he's moved on somewhere. So no one ever knows that he's like there. It's like, it's cool that the X-Force had this base that they were living on, and he's been living there the whole time, and nobody knows that he's there.
That's awesome. They actually did, just as like a side to that, they actually did do that with a character on the To Save Face, I'll say critically acclaimed show, Dark Angel.
Why is that saving face?
No, I was saving face by claiming that it was critically acclaimed when it really wasn't. It was just kind of a dopey show that I liked in high school.
Oh, okay.
But they had a character on there who was part of the same program as the main character, as Jessica Alba's character. And his whole thing was he was like their master strategist, but he was like genetically engineered to be completely forgettable. So as soon as like you weren't looking at him, like you just forgot he ever existed.
No, this is basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was played by, I don't know the actor's name, but it was a kid from played Donkey Lips on Salute Your Shorts.
I don't remember that at all.
No.
I mean, I heard that I like have a memory of that show existing, but I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah. No, I don't need to get into the history of Salute Your Shorts, but like,
Dark Angel to me always felt like it was kind of like a Buffy.
In
a lot of ways.
Yeah, it was definitely James Cameron's like Buffy attempt on Fox. Like, it got two seasons, and
I never watched it.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was bad. I just never cared.
Yeah. I mean, it was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hey, back on topic.
Yeah.
Drew Goddard, if you don't know, he wrote and directed Cabin in the Woods, which is probably his biggest known film. But he's had producing roles on a lot of things, and he was creator of the Daredevil series on Netflix.
Yep.
He wrote like the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, he's also one of the guys who came out of like the Joss Whedon Buffy camp. So, so I mean, there's a decent pedigree there for talent. Like, so I'm actually really kind of excited for that choice. Hopefully we don't get like kind of a Deadpool thing where he kind of begs off to work on another project that kind of goes away, because I think he left that to work on Sinister Six, which is kind of
right, which never happened. Yeah. That's fine though.
Yeah.
All right, so next we also have a director for Suicide Squad 2.
Yeah, Gavin O'Connor. He's set to write and direct. This is a guy who wrote and direct The Accountant and The Warrior, which were 2 really popular, really well done movies.
Which one's The Warrior?
Warrior is. Is
it The Warrior or just?
I think it's just Warrior. It's.
Okay, and
Accountant
I know was the Ben Affleck movie.
Yeah,
did you see that? I didn't.
No.
Duh.
But it was like really really well received. Like a lot of people really liked it. Where I think it had a good balance, or was seen as having a good balance between like the action and the comedy.
Accountant?
Yeah.
I thought that was sort of like mixed review. Like people didn't love. Like some people really liked it. Some people were like, yeah, it's whatever.
I mean, at this point, that's pretty high praise. Let's be
All
honest.
right, Warrior is
It's a Tom Hardy.
Okay.
Yeah. The boxing.
I never saw this, and honestly, I would have forgot this was even a movie. So this guy, I mean, I don't know. This choice of director does nothing for me because I haven't seen any of these movies.
I mean, there's a chance he got it because of his relationship with Ben Affleck.
Okay. Great choice, WB.
Yeah.
Guys, you guys really know what you're doing there.
See, I'm not really broken up over this like one way or another because we're still 2-3 years away from production on Suicide Squad 2.
Because it's the end of next year. It should start.
Is it?
Yeah, because we talked about that last week.
I thought it was 2019.
No, because Will Smith's going to be filming
Aladdin
Aladdin and some other thing. Because Aladdin started filming now.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah.
So he'll be into 2018.
Okay, so 2 years for the release, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's still plenty of time for it to fall through.
He could just be, creative differences. He's gone.
Yeah. I mean, any more news to shake up this movie, I'm totally cool with.
I mean, the choice is probably fine. I don't have anything invested in this movie, but I don't think it's very inspired because he doesn't seem to have any experience in anything remotely similar, genre, area. So whatever, it could work out. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. My hope is that there's somewhat of a shake up to it, and they decide to take it in a different direction. But
it's not Mel Gibson, so I mean.
Wait, are you saying that is a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. You decide.
I mean, I'm not really the biggest Mel Gibson fan.
Yeah, no, if anybody doesn't remember, Mel Gibson was in the running to direct Suicide Squad 2, which at the very least would have been interesting if that happened.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good. I can't say that I like Mel Gibson because he's kind of a terrible person.
Yeah, that's putting it nicely.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. So we got a bunch of info on Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
A couple of interesting things talked about. Specifically, there was a talk about Hulk, how he gets to the planet Sakaar, which apparently is mainly by chance.
Yeah.
And that the planet is surrounded by a bunch of wormholes. And it's kind of like a jump planet. And in space, in the Marvel Universe, apparently you can happen upon one of these wormholes and you'll end up on Sakaar, and it's just everybody's junk kind of just crashes on that planet.
Yeah.
So they're saying that, and it's been a couple of years also, they said, since Age of Ultron. So Hulk's been there for a while.
Yeah.
And he's kind of treated like a sports celebrity, star on that planet because he's this great gladiator that everybody kind of loves, and Grandmaster is using him and making him happy. He wants him to stay. He's giving him all the luxuries and everything. And apparently Grandmaster runs this planet, or he's in charge of everything there, which is different from the Planet Hulk storyline. Yeah,
where he still ends up there by accident, but where he's basically enslaved.
Yeah, and it is, Planet Hulk, it's by accident that he lands on that particular planet, but the reason he's in space was intentional.
Well, because the Illuminati decided that the Hulk was too dangerous to have on Earth.
Yeah, which I guess actually, if you think about the MCU version, isn't that different. Essentially, it's just Bruce Banner himself deciding
to exile.
That he's too dangerous.
Yeah. Which I don't know if in the MCU I really agree with, because he seems to have a fair amount of control over the Hulk, because the only time that we've ever really seen the Hulk really do anything bad or disastrous is when he was under the influence of Loki in the first Avengers.
No, in Age of Ultron, the whole reason why he kind of decided to leave is because he destroys that whole town, that city.
Oh,
basically.
yeah.
He levels that whole city.
Yeah.
But then he's
But he was still under the influence, though.
Right. But at that point, I guess it's him realizing that
if he's not in complete control.
Right. He can be a huge problem. Now, he has control over when he changes, but it seems like when he changes, he doesn't necessarily, he's sort of on the whims of the Hulk, like, who is helping out the Avengers because they're smashing stuff and he likes to smash stuff. But if that's not happening, who knows what he's going to do?
Yeah, because, and I don't know how much they're holding to it, but, because they do have that bit from the end of The Incredible Hulk where, Banner is saying, like, I can't control the Hulk, but, maybe I can, like, steer him, in a direction. So, maybe Banner is able to have more control over that, but, just the fear of losing I don't know. But, I mean...
I think it works for that universe because he was obviously very affected by that situation in Age of Ultron. So.
Yeah. I'm still wondering where he found the wormhole, though.
I mean, obviously by chance.
Well, clearly. Well, yeah, but, like...
Yeah, like, does the Quinjet is it fly into space? How far can it go? How long can it last?
Unless they do... something where they do a callback to the Ancient One who opens a wormhole, through the sling ring and lets the Hulk go through that or something. I don't know.
Yeah, then I can do that though.
Well, no, but I mean they are tying Doctor Strange into that somehow, so so maybe
it could be something, but they're not going to do it.
No, but
I think they're not going to delve into that.
But I want them to.
I
want answers.
You want answers?
Yeah.
It's just going to be an offhanded comment. He's like, I don't know. I was in the ship and I just plotted a course out into space and eventually I ran out of fuel.
Don't they have the line where it was like they found generally where the Quinjet went?
Oh yeah. Huh.
I think
they did.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he'll say something about just going into space and then Hulk probably just can't die, so if he could sit in that spaceship for as long as he hits something.
See, Yondu found him when he came back to Earth to get the Zune, so it ties all together.
There you go.
Yeah.
He saw the ship and he's like, oh, that looks dangerous, and he just hit it into the wormhole.
Yep. There, we figured it out. That's exactly how it's going to happen.
So, you had a quote.
Yeah.
About the movie originally having the Planet Hulk idea, not having it. No.
Well, no, having it, but without necessarily having the Hulk.
Okay.
Where they basically just said in the earliest development of Thor, we were looking at Planet Hulk as an inspiration, maybe not even to integrate the Hulk into the franchise, but the idea of the planet where there's gladiatorial games as being a Thor predicament. It really was a cool idea to us somewhere in the early conversations when it looked like it was going that way. It was a no-brainer. It actually started off like, could we have Hulk in there too? And as soon as the spark ignited, it kind of ignited an idea machine, and suddenly Hulk was married to the plot. So it's kind of cool that it seemed to come up somewhat organically.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing that we'll never get to see the Planet Hulk movie.
Yeah,
but it doesn't seem like they were ever going to do it or try to fit it in there. So this is probably the best we're ever going to get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's one of those things where I feel like they still could do because you still have a few years where Hulk is on Sakaar. That's
true. If they want to do that, they could.
But they do seem pretty adamant that they don't want Hulk like anchoring the movie, though.
Yeah, it's clear that they're never going to do another solo Hulk movie.
Yeah, but at the same time, like they could do something really cool where, it's not Thor, but maybe Beta Ray Bill, or if they could get the rights, Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
There's other stuff that they could do to bring in to Planet Hulk.
I mean, Planet Hulk would just be far too expensive because
you're basically looking like at an animated movie at that point.
Yeah, because literally everything's going to be CG.
Yeah.
The planet is totally fake.
Mm-hmm.
And all the characters that he's with, because he's got that Morg guy, the rock guy, who's in this movie, and what the hell's that guy's name? The bug. He's like this little bug, kind of thin bug man. I feel like it started with an S, like whatever it was. He's Meek. No, that's what it was. Meek.
Meek. Okay.
Yeah.
With the silent S.
Yeah, right. And I was like, I don't know why I thought that. But again, another weird alien that has to be, CG. And then there was someone who might have been like humanoid, right? One of the other characters. But his whole team is this weird mix-up of aliens.
Yeah.
And you can't. I don't know how you can afford to make that movie. I mean, unless it's going to do huge like Avengers numbers, and it's not. No. It's just not.
Unless they tied it into like something like Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's even that I don't think would do it. I don't think there's that much interest in a solo Hulk movie, even for how awesome Planet Hulk would be, which the animated movie was really fun.
And the Incredible Hulk was the worst. What did the worst out of all the MCU movies in the box office? Mm-hmm. So they probably see that as a sign.
Yeah.
It was early on, but
yeah.
So even if they made one, it would do fine. It was just if they had to spend that much money on it, I don't know. It might not do more than an Ant-Man.
Yeah,
and it would have to cost a lot
so much. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, like I get it, but the fan in me would just love to see a live action Planet Hulk movie.
Yeah, I mean, the animated feature is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And the comic is great.
Yeah.
So, just check those out if you really want that story.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth it.
It absolutely is. The comic is the best, but the comic's really good.
Yeah.
Of course, the follow-up comic I don't recommend. World War Hulk.
No.
I mean, unless you like just ridiculous action sequences in comics.
Yeah.
That's all you're getting.
I never even tried it.
Yeah, the story is really not good at all.
Yeah.
So, there's one little interesting thing I read that I thought was fun. So apparently when they film some scenes with the Hulk, they have this stand-in, and they call him Green Steve.
Okay.
Right? His name's not necessarily Steve.
Yeah.
Just like the first guy who did it, his name was Steve.
Yeah.
And it's always just some really muscular guy that's painted green, like from head to toe.
Yeah.
Just so that they can have him, perspective or, to figure out, his movements or where he's going to be in a scene.
Yeah. That's kind of rad.
Yeah. This is pretty cool.
I just hope to see that there's like just a group of people listed in the credits as Green Steve. not like Banner stand-in or Hulk stand-in. I would love it if it just said Green Steve.
Green Steve, yeah. That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do a number of tricks, apparently, because they were saying with the motion capture, of course, oh God, why is the name slipping my mind? The actor who plays Bruce Banner.
Mark Ruffalo?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, Mark Ruffalo does the motion capture.
Yeah.
He wears the suit and everything, and he has like heavy like hand things that he wears.
Those massive Hulk hands.
Yeah, big Hulk hands. So like that's cool. That gives him like the feel of like being that character and the weight.
Yeah.
And then there's also a stand-in as well that wears like this backpack thing that has a bust of Hulk above his head that's as tall as where Hulk would be.
Yeah.
So that people can have a point of reference where to look, and for the CG, of course, so they can, if they add stuff, they need to know where it's looking. So like it's cool. Like all the different techniques they do to make this happen. Like this is why it looks so good.
Yeah. No, I mean they're doing everything right. As far as we know. There's a chance the movie might end up being terrible. It doesn't look like
whether the movie is good or not. Like the way they have managed to realize Hulk in all the movies, because this is obviously a technique that they've just carried over. It's not the first time they're doing this stuff. So, in Age of Ultron, the other Avengers movie, the first one, it's just great. Like it looks great.
Yeah. I mean, like I've kind of always been a fan of how they've done the Hulk in the movies. Like, even the Ang Lee one where it was kind of cartoony, like it was still like it was a fun way to do it.
I enjoyed that movie, but I don't know that I would say it's a good movie at this point, or even then.
No, like I'll never say it's a good movie, but like I said, like I've enjoyed how they've done the Hulk. Like
that was just the first superhero movie where I was like, whoa, like they can really do a fully realized CG character. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and there is some stuff in there that is just flat out great that I just love. Like one of the shots just kind of like stuck with me.
Was it that really awkward shot of like Nick Nolte touching the Hulk's lips?
No, not that.
That's your favorite.
Yeah, that's my favorite. No, it was just the one scene where the Hulk's in the desert and he was running away and it was like just doing like those quarter-mile leaps.
Yeah.
And there was just one where he leaps and there's just one shot where it just kind of like focuses on his face and it just kind of like it just goes from like the angry Hulk face just kind of like a serene look where I'm like, that's actually kind of cool. I also think he would turn into Banner right now because he doesn't look too angry. But
does he have to be angry all the time as the Hulk?
Well,
to stay as the Hulk?
Not according to the Avengers, because apparently he's always angry.
Yeah.
But that was also a different incarnation of the franchise.
Very true.
So I don't know. It was just the
Hulk rules are just fast and loose. Okay, in every universe.
Yeah, especially when you go back to reading the first Hulk comics. Because I don't know if you've ever read those, but
I've never read any Hulk comic other than
Planet Hulk.
Yeah,
dude, just check out and this we'll get back on topic in a second, but go back and look at some of the original ones, because originally it was he would turn into Hulk whenever the sun went down, so he was turning the Hulk at night, and then he had a machine that would turn him back and forth from the Hulk. And then it was after 12 issues or something that the machine broke, and it was whenever he became angry, he would become the Hulk.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's cool, when you hear stuff like that, a lot of the characters that we know today that we love didn't start out as what we know now.
Yeah.
And every time we're introduced to a new character now, we sort of expect them to be amazing from the beginning.
Yeah. Because originally he was supposed to be, it was Frankenstein's monster meets Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's literally what it was. He even looked kind of like a Cro-Magnon version of Frankenstein's monster. Yeah. He wasn't massive. He was just a hulking dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the old art. Yeah.
Yeah. Back when he was gray.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, fun little aside. But
yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited for this movie. Actually, I guess I'll jump to relating to Thor Ragnarok. We did have an early estimate for the box office opening weekend for it.
Yeah.
This website called Box Office Pro, which actually I've never been to.
No.
This is the first time I saw it, and I was like, oh, okay.
I honestly thought that name was going to end with Mojo.
Yeah, no,
that's the one that I know.
Yeah, I love Box Office Mojo. I don't know, I like reading and looking at box office numbers for whatever. I find it fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people don't, but it's projected right now at 100 million opening weekend.
Yeah. Which
is very strong.
Especially for the movies this year.
Yeah, that's better than the first two Hulk movies.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Thor
movies.
Of course.
Yeah,
it's better than the first two Thor movies. That's probably around, is that what Wonder Woman probably did, around 100? Somewhere around there. Yeah, Guardians did more. But this is an early estimate.
Yeah.
So these estimates usually actually get better
yeah.
as you get closer. So if they're starting at this, there's a good chance it could do even more than that.
Yeah.
So that's a really good number. That's good. And on top of that, Fandango does this every year, the most anticipated movies of, like, this is up the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And Thor Ragnarok was number one, and it beating out Justice League.
Good.
Yeah.
Like, especially, like, and nothing even against Justice League with this comment. I'm excited for this because this looks like the first fun Thor movie. You know, this looks like the first, like, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, like, fun Thor movie.
Yeah, it's sort of what you expected after watching the first half of the first Thor movie.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of fun in that world.
Yeah.
Learning about Thor's world and where things that he could go to and do,
yeah.
and all the other characters, and then everything else takes place on Earth. And the movie, I mean, like, I like that movie. It's not a bad movie, but I don't necessarily want that stuff, and I get why they did it at the time. And now we're at a point where we can just do this crazy space adventure with Thor. So
yeah,
but it's great that people are really gravitating toward this. Everyone seems to be interested in it, and they've made the right decisions, obviously, on this. And you can't ever fathom the idea of, like, if you told me when I was a kid, like, watching the Justice League cartoon, and you would say, hey, one day there's going to be a Justice League movie and a Thor movie, and the Thor movie is going to be like the third one of the series, right?
Yeah.
And the Justice League is going to be the first one ever made, right? And they're coming out in the same month, and the one that people are going to be more excited to see is going to be the Thor movie.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's what I was saying, and I think, dude, I think I was saying it to you like a year ago or over a year ago, that we were heading into a summer where there was a Captain America movie coming out,
yeah,
and a movie that promised that Batman was going to fight Superman live action on the screen. Like, and I would have told you that you were a liar if you told, like, younger me that you would be more excited by the third Captain America movie.
Right. Captain America vs. Iron Man
Yeah.
is going to excite you more than Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, I don't care about the third and fourth tier Marvel characters fighting. I care about like Batman, who's super awesome on the animated series, and Superman, who's super awesome, like in the movies. Like, of course I'm going to care about that more.
And see, if your future self came to you and told you that, your next question would probably be like,
can I have your time machine?
No, or like, what happened in my life?
Yeah. Pretty much. It's like, this is what you care about. This is what you care about in your 30s. Like, yes.
Well, I meant it more in that, like, where did I go wrong in life that I care more about Iron Man and Captain America than Batman and Superman?
Yeah.
But that's what's happened in today's world because of the movies.
Yeah, it's just like, no, this is just what people care about.
Yeah.
It's
comic book world, that's a different story.
Yeah.
They're Batman and Superman are kind of still where they always were.
Yeah.
And Captain America and Iron Man have definitely stepped up, but they haven't surpassed. So.
No. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but it's great news. It's funny that Justice League isn't the most anticipated movie.
Yeah.
And they have their own selves to blame, of course.
Of course.
We'll see how it goes. But Batman, it is what I expected. That Batman vs Superman made people less interested for this movie.
Oh yeah, clearly, and like the praise that Wonder Woman, got is not going to help it. I think there are going to be a lot of people that are curious about it, like me, who just want to watch the Franken movie, just to see how disjointed it might feel between this Zack Snyder stuff and the Joss Whedon stuff. Like I don't have a lot of expectations for this movie, which I think is the best way that I could go into it.
Yeah, and as they, it'll be very interesting to see when the numbers start to come out for that movie. Mm-hmm. If it's projected to do more or less, because I still expect it to do well. I just don't know that it's going to be like in the long run, like it's going to have the legs like going into, the next few. Like which one's first? Is it Thor? I think it's Thor's first.
Yeah, because that's like the 10th maybe.
Yeah. So like, is Thor's is Thor still going to be running at that time? Like, is that going to hurt Justice League? And probably not.
I don't think it's going to hurt it, but I think Justice League might actually help Thor, because in the off chance that people are excited for it, show sells out, they're just going to be like, okay, well, what else is playing? Thor? Okay, I'll go see that. Yeah. And Thor's going to get the spillover, if opening weekend of people that might not be able to get into.
True. That's definitely true.
So, I mean, they might be shooting themselves in the foot a little.
So when I was on this Box Office Pro, I decided, let me just look at a couple other predictions.
Yeah.
One in particular that I wanted to know was Geostorm.
Oh God.
Just for fun.
Just for fun.
Yeah, just to see what they were saying. Take a guess of what you think the opening weekend is projected for that right now.
When does it come out?
I don't know.
Because that's really going to depend.
October, I think.
October?
Yeah. I think it's like mid-October.
12?
Exactly
12 million?
12 million. Good job, Brian.
Thanks. Dude,
you get a cookie, Brian.
Thanks. I know my stuff, dude.
You know your box office.
I know
numbers.
my box office.
12. This is, and the only reason I bring this up is got nothing to do with superhero movies, but I just find it funny. Like, this is probably going to be one of the biggest, probably the biggest flop of the year.
Yeah, because like it's coming out. It was probably like a really expensive movie to make, and
absolutely, yeah.
And like, there's just no talk about it. I mean,
it's a movie that's been in sort of development hell. Like
yeah.
They filmed it and it's been worked on for a long time. It should have been out already.
Yeah.
And it's finally coming out really in the worst possible time, because it's going to be after two devastating hurricanes. One that is about to hit now is just about to hit Florida. And and by the time you guys hear this, we'll probably already have hit Florida, and hopefully people are okay there.
Yeah. Even though I did see something on Twitter before I came over here to record that made me feel like people in Florida are ready for this. And somebody had boarded up their garage door with just a massive piece of like plywood. And I'm like, okay, at least they're having a sense of humor for it, because it said Irma Gerd. I'm like, that's funny. Did you never see that meme? The goosebumps.
Got it.
Ermagerd.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that fell flat.
I did read. I looked up Geostorm just to see if there's anything in the news, and there was theaters are like taking down posters for it because of the whole hurricane thing. Like, yeah, that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Will that hurt its box office even more? Possibly. Yeah. I don't know if anybody's really interested in seeing that at this time.
I don't think so.
And poor Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like I like him. He keeps getting stuck in these lead roles or these bad movies.
And I will say, you did have a good idea for him when we were watching Inhumans.
Yeah.
Do you not remember what it was?
It was Green Lantern, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically, though, Hal Jordan, not Sean William Scott, who was going to be playing Guy Gardner.
It would be an older Hal Jordan who's more experienced.
Possibly on the verge of becoming Parallax, maybe.
Maybe, and he's training up a younger, brash Guy Gardner, played by Sean William Scott.
I don't know how much younger, but yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not much. Well, I mean, they could portray him. Gerard Butler looks older anyway, so.
Yeah, and Sean William Scott, I mean, he could come off as pretty youthful, I guess.
Yeah. But they could be like 30s to like 50,
Or maybe he's training Kyle Rayner and Guy Gardner's there as part of the honor guard with Jon Stewart. And just have it be like all the Green Lanterns.
Yeah, however they want to do it, just make it happen. Right?
Yeah. Just as long as I get to see the thing I want to see, that's all I care about.
Although I did think of, when I was thinking about Gerard Butler, who else he could play, I just recently thought, like, he could have been Black Bolt.
Yeah. I think he would have, nothing against Sam Jackson, I think he probably would have been a decent Nick Fury.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
I think he's got the right, look and demeanor for it.
Yeah, if they went with the original style Nick Fury. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I think that could have been cool.
Maybe they still could do that somehow.
Just they do like the, parallel Earths or something.
Yeah, it would be weird, I guess, to try to do that. Maybe in a TV series, but then Gerard Butler wouldn't do that.
Well, didn't they try and answer it in like the Marvel comics, where
there's an explanation there, yes.
Yeah,
I just don't know exactly.
I think
it's really convoluted.
Because wasn't it kind of simple where it was basically just like, Nick Fury, like the classic Nick Fury, had a child with a black woman who then became the Sam Jackson Nick Fury. Like what?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. I know the Ultimate Universe Nick Fury is the Sam Jackson one.
Yeah, but I thought they tried to move that into the 616 universe.
They did. There was something weird. I remember reading about it. I think it's a little more convoluted.
Yeah, because I know in the
comics it has to be.
Yeah, because I know in the Ultimates, the Ultimates universe, I think they made it. They went the route of Nick Fury was a member of the Super Soldier program, and he was actually like 80 years old or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, it might have something to do with that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Let's move on. Quickly, I'll just note, while we're talking about box office stuff, Spider-Man Homecoming opened in China on Friday, which is yesterday for us.
Yep.
I guess by the time you hear this, there'll probably be official full weekend number, but it opened to $23 million on that day, which is very good.
Yeah.
Which has it on track to beat out Amazing Spider-Man 2 in China, which was the highest grossing Spider-Man movie there, and that ended up with about $94 million. So yeah, we're looking at possibly, like we've been talking about, getting around $100 million or so added on top of that, which will put this at number 4 for worldwide for this year, and I think it'll be the second highest grossing Spider-Man movie of all time. So
yeah,
that's great. It's good news.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty excited for that. Like, this movie deserves it.
Yeah, and being that I think it's the best Spider-Man movie, with Spider-Man 2 being very, very close to it, it deserves that honor.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. So yeah, that's kind of exciting news for it, because I don't know, just anything to like, move that further along, to put more weight behind it.
Yeah, and I can't say it didn't do well. Obviously, it did, but I feel like there's less talk about it in that. It's because it's something we all know Spider-Man. We've seen him before, and it was a good movie. So I think people just were like, "Yeah, it's good. I liked it." It's Spider-Man. Like, I expected to like it, and it was good. It's it didn't far exceed my expectations. It sort of like, because it didn't disappoint you as well. So you were just like, "All right, this is good. We like this." The most talk I think out of it came was Michael Keaton's Vulture.
Yeah.
because that was probably the big standout role, even though Tom Holland was great as Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because I think when I think back to it, like the first scene that always comes to mind is the scene in the car, where it's just the most like tense and it's but just well acted, most believable scene. Like it's just I think both Michael Keaton and Tom Holland just got like one really good like dramatic scene that I think most people talk about as the two most talked about scenes in the movie, and that's the one in the car and then the one where he's underneath all the rubble.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see it again. As I still haven't watched it a second time.
Yeah.
I just haven't gotten around. I haven't been going to the movies very much at all.
Yeah. And when you do, you waste it with things like the Inhumans.
Oh god, yeah.
That was your choice, dude.
It was for the show, Brian.
We did not get our money's worth.
Okay. This is big news. Star Wars Episode 9 director, Colin Trevorrow, has stepped down.
Yep.
And what did they cite? Creative differences?
I don't even think they said that. They just said, that they were just going in other directions. But
I think they said creative differences.
Yeah. But yeah, they were just like, we appreciate all of the work that he did, and it's, it's great work. It's just not where we were going with it. And that's just, I don't know, and that's so weird because between, and we kind of had this conversation a little earlier, between the two people that are directing, episodes 8 and 9, he's the one that I'm like, yeah, that one makes sense.
Yeah, because he's done a bigger CGI visual effect movie with Jurassic World. Rian Johnson did Looper.
Yeah.
And episodes of
Breaking Bad. And like everything that Rian Johnson's done, it's all like character stuff, and it's good. I like Looper. Like it's a fine movie.
Looper is a good movie.
Yeah.
I was impressed by that movie. There's a lot of good things in it. Although I was still a little annoyed. If anybody hasn't seen it, I'm not going to totally spoil it, but sort of in the end, some of the things that they do with the time travel, I'm like, that's the best decision you came up with, that had to stop your future self. Like that doesn't make any sense. But it was a cool movie.
Yeah, no, it's a fun movie. Like I like it, but again, like I don't look at that and just say like, let's get this guy and have him do a really effects heavy movie set in a ridiculous universe where everything he has really done is very grounded and very like just character driven, which I think is really great because it might be really great because I think that's what needs to happen in episode 8, and just have it be based more on story and character and less on like fan service of, hey, remember how great these things were, and I'm not taking that away from Force Awakens. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite Star Wars movies. I put it up there with Empire. Yeah. But maybe he's just proven that he's like a great team player and he knows to trust, his director of photography and, the effects team.
Yeah, which I think hopefully works out well. We haven't had any controversies over this movie's filming and production, really.
Which I'm wondering how much of that like is true and how much of it is just kind of like not like covered up, but just like not mentioned, after like, Rogue One, needed a rewrite and reshoots, which is a normal thing, the shakeup with the Han Solo movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, usually if there is any turmoil, it comes out. And there hasn't been anything coming out about the episode 8, so I'm assuming everything's going, smooth sailing right now with that. Yeah. Rian Johnson doesn't have all that experience with that kind of stuff, but if it's anything like the MCU, which it probably is at this point, they have effects team, people who know how to do that stuff, and they can help him with that stuff.
Yeah, so hopefully it's a collaborative process, and I don't know, like
honestly, at the end of the day, with all these movies, superhero, sci-fi stuff, whatever, it is about the characters. Yeah. And if you don't get the character stuff right, I don't care how good your visuals are. No. I'm not going to consider it a good movie. I might like parts of it.
Well, yeah. I mean, the perfect example are any of the Transformers movies. They look really cool.
I mean, any of the DC movies. No. Yeah. Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
Man of Steel, like perfect examples. But
yeah, like I don't care how pretty your movie looks. I like if I can't latch on to something in a character,
Right.
I don't care.
yeah, and I think that's why the first Transformers movie was considered the better one, because at that point I cared about that character.
I mean, I guess.
I thought I was interested in what was going on with the main character, at least, and
Yeah.
we all know that Shia LaBeouf is insane now, but
Oh yeah.
and that character got really bizarre, even more bizarre as the series went on.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of glad he's out of it. Like it's just a franchise I don't care about. Like
No, we've talked about that, and we all want it to die here.
yeah.
But it's gonna keep trucking along, and
Pun.
yeah, pun intended. So who would you like to direct Star Wars Episode 9? If you need a minute to think about it.
I might, because honestly, I might have said Ron Howard, given some thought.
Yeah.
Because he is in that family.
My initial early thought was immediately, well, if Episode 8 goes really well, bring back Rian Johnson.
Yeah.
Even if it does, and let's say you don't pick him, or you need to start working on it now while he's still finishing that up, bring back J.J. Abrams if he's willing to. I'd be happy with both of those.
Okay, I know who I would say.
What do you got?
Andrew Stanton.
And that's who?
Let's see, he was a Pixar.
He's a guy. He's your friend.
He was a writer-director for Pixar.
Uh-huh.
He also directed a movie called John Carter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, right there, I'm like, give that guy a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, no, definitely. John Carter.
Like, just don't say, like, from the director of John Carter. Be like, from the director of Finding Nemo.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like, that's the guy,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not a movie that would ever need to use that in its marketing.
No.
So it doesn't matter what he...
No, but I mean, like, he's, like, above and beyond anything. Like, he has all the character stuff. He knows how to work within, like, CGI environments. Even if you forget all the Pixar stuff, John Carter,
John Carter had a lot of great effects scenes in it.
Yeah, and they're all very believable. They're grounded. It's great sci-fi. It's just the movie tanked because nobody knew what it was. But
right, yeah, I really think the marketing. I guess I don't know if people really like Taylor Kitsch, but he was fine.
He did a good job.
He didn't do a bad job. Yeah.
So yeah, that's who I would give it to. I would give it to Andrew Stanton, and I think that makes sense because he's already in the Disney family.
Yeah, that's a very good choice. I like that one.
Possibly Brad Bird as a second.
Okay. What has he done live action though?
Mission Impossible.
Okay, which one?
Ghost Protocol, I think.
Okay, that was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good choices. I like it.
Yeah. Dear Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think they're gonna pick somebody like that. I think that's a good choice because
I'd be surprised if it's not Rian Johnson, though.
Yeah,
unless he doesn't want the commitment again.
Right, because if you see what they moved to, Ron Howard after Lord Miller on the Han Solo movie, like they moved to someone who's much more serious.
Yeah,
not that they're not serious at their job, but like.
Yeah,
the tone of what they do.
It's more silly and fun.
And it's more fun, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think that's where they want Star Wars to go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they want Star Wars to be the space MCU,
Yeah.
In that same exact tone. Like, there is a bit more... Not that Marvel isn't serious at times, but Star Wars, has, like, war and stuff going on, which we don't get in the other movies.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, Star Wars...
A lot more death, too.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, Star Wars is at its best... when, and I'm like aping this observation from Adam Savage, who made it on his own podcast, so credit where credit's due. Like, Star Wars is at its best when you're making the best use out of a character like Han Solo, who is in ridiculous situations, knows he's in ridiculous situations, and like just makes fun of the movie, for what it is.
Okay.
And like that's.
So that's basically Finn's character now. He's taking that role.
Yeah. Which is great.
Yeah.
Because it's something that they looked at and they're like, I know we need this. Like.
Yeah, I sort of felt that vibe that he was taking over the Han Solo role in a lot of ways in Force Awakens. like that little bit, like where he's like, oh, you could use the Force. It's like, that's not how
the Force works.
That was great.
Which, I mean, so I think that's really great, and I think that's where Star Wars needs to have the humor. That's where I was going with that thought. Because like the BB-8 thumbs up, that was cute and funny, but it's also like not like a gag that we need repeated. I don't need like BB-9E or BB-hate as they call it, in the background, like flipping off Finn now. Like, I don't like, it's something I would laugh at, but I'm like, that's really not Star Wars. Right. It's the interaction that like Finn had where, he's basically the audience character reacting to everything. That's where the humor in Star Wars can show up. And I don't think, going off what you said, I don't think Lord and Miller were really the right people for that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm really interested to see where that directing choice goes. Because, Ron Howard, I think, is the right person for a Star Wars movie. I don't know if I necessarily want him on a Han Solo movie, like a movie I don't care about. But I don't know.
Yeah, so I honestly think they're going to make a good choice for this.
Yeah.
I'm not worried at all about this news.
No, I'm more so just curious, more so than concerned.
Yeah. And it could end up exciting us even more with a pick, of anybody we mentioned here just now.
Yeah. I did see something that I almost threw my phone earlier today.
Okay.
Because it was basically just like it was a fake out like headline where it's like a Star Wars Episode 9 director
George Lucas.
No, but actually no. That reminded me. I was going to say something. I'll say something about it after this. But it was like Episode 9 director found, and it was just it was done like just like an intro trailer or something that they threw, just like that somebody threw together. And it just goes like Michael Bay, and I'm like, no, like for a second I'm like, oh wait, and then like I come down, I'm like, there's no way they're gonna do it, and then they just took like all the shots of like every droid from like every Star Wars movie, and just it got really stupid really fast.
It's definitely a list of like worst directors we could possibly pick for it, right?
Yeah.
Be up there with like Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
And George Lucas, I think, would just be a bad choice.
Yeah, I did. But what with the George Lucas thing, I did read a clickbait article yesterday where it just said George Lucas wants to direct the last in the trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, or is quoted as saying he wants to direct the last in the trilogy. I'm like, why? There's no way this is going to be true. Then I read it, and what it was is they pulled an article from like 1978 or maybe 79, whenever they were filming. I think it was probably filming Empire.
Yeah.
And and it was basically him saying like, I'd like to direct the last movie in the series. I'll do the first one and the last one and just let other directors do it in between, but I'd like to end out that thing. I'm like, that's really misleading. I'm like, but
that's extreme clickbait, and they're really, really trying to get people.
I got so mad at that.
Because also, there's never gonna be a last Star Wars. It's always gonna keep going.
Now that Disney owns it, of course not.
Yeah.
Like they're. I honestly think they might take 20 years off after Episode 9.
There's no chance of taking 20 years off.
Well, no, I mean for the saga movies.
I don't know.
I could see them putting it maybe 10 years, but a huge chunk of time in between and just doing all the fill-in movies.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how they continue the sagas. Like, are they really going to do, like, is it going to be Episode 10 eventually?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they will. At that point, do they just, like, well, let's just expand out the universe? Yeah.
We don't have to necessarily go chronologically, keep making new episodes that way.
I don't know. I'm really... Because I know this only, I think, lasts as long as Kathleen Kennedy is in charge. But I do remember her saying when they were promoting, I think, Rogue One, where they said that they're doing these offshoot movies or these standalone movies about the Star Wars universe, but the saga movies are always going to follow the Skywalker family. So I'm kind of wondering how this is going to end out, because now, as far as we know, there's only 2 Skywalkers left. and that's Ben Solo and Luke Skywalker. I'm skipping ahead because we know that Princess Leia is ending out of it, just because of the tragedy.
Right, yeah.
So
that's why Colin Trevorrow's gone.
He's like,
I want CGI. I
want CGI Leia. Yeah.
And that's the only choice I will accept.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did say that, I think her family did say that they would approve it, but, I don't want it.
Yeah. I just wanted to recast, but
yeah. I don't even know. I wouldn't want to recast. Like, just let her character just go off respectfully.
Nah, keep her alive.
Okay.
Recast.
Maybe in maybe in a few years.
Because why try to figure out how to rewrite this story in some way when you're already filmed some of the stuff with her, right? So we know she's gonna be in this next movie. But how are we gonna resolve that if we can't film scenes with her? You're gonna have to do something weird, either using footage you already have mixed with some CGI.
Do you remember the bit they used to do on the Late Night with Conan O'Brien, where they would have a still image of somebody's head and just superimpose a mouth talking? I just imagine that they just do that with Princess Leia.
Yeah.
It's just a really bad lip sync. They get Billy Lord or someone to do it and just be like, "Oh yeah, Jedis and stuff, right?"
Yeah. So I mean that's why I want to recast, because then you can just keep the character alive. If that's what you intended, then just do what you intended. Yeah. You don't have to kill her off. You could keep her going on for a long time if you recast. There's no reason why you couldn't.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I guess we can't decide for them. They're not listening to us, Brian.
No, those jerks. Honestly, though, with the saga movies, I don't need them to listen to me.
They probably know what they're doing.
The standalone movies, maybe look up my phone number. Yeah. I mean, you guys got my personal Twitter. Come on, Disney, hit me up.
They do. Now they do.
Yeah.
They'll get you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm going to jump to this little funny thing that I just wanted to mention. It's not funny, but because I don't want it to be the last thing we talk about.
All right.
You remember our good old friend Junkie XL?
Oh yeah. God. Oh.
Famed composer of Batman vs Superman, and apparently Inception as well.
Oh my God.
He's gonna score the upcoming Tomb Raider reboot.
Wait, did we keep going? Did we look up and see what his name?
I have it written down actually.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes, because I wanted to pay him a little bit more respect because I'm being really silly about his name. And it's not such a it just sounds weird. But the guy is actually he's 49 years old. He's not some punk, And
I can't imagine why anyone would think that of him.
And his name is actually Antonius Tom Holkenborg.
See, that sounds like a composer name.
Yeah, and he's from the Netherlands. So, I just wanted to say Junkie XL. I just like saying it.
Such a douchey name.
But I'm excited about the Tomb Raider movie.
Yeah.
I hope it turns out well.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to get a Tomb Raider movie I enjoy. Because I was never really a fan of the games. I played a couple of them, and they were fun, but
yeah, the recent reboots, the last two Tomb Raider games are fantastic.
Yeah,
and that's what this new one is based off of. So I have very high hopes for this.
Who's playing Lara Croft in this? Do you remember?
Alicia Vikander.
Okay, I know I've saw pictures of her, and I think she definitely looks the part.
She was in Ex Machina.
Oh, okay. She was Ava, right? Or was it? Or
whatever
not,
the robot's
not Ava.
name is.
Eva?
The robot chick.
Yeah, Ava. Wasn't that the name of? Oh, Eva. That was Wally. Very different robot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very different robot.
All right. So, Hawk and Dove. Okay.
Yeah.
You know those people.
Yeah.
From DC Comics.
I actually do.
They have been cast in the Titans TV series.
Which I was actually really excited to read this.
Yeah. I was surprised. I was like, okay, that's
still no Beast Boy, but
yeah. I mean, I wonder, are they going to be part of the team in some way, or are they just other characters that are appearing in this?
I would imagine, given whose cast is them, they're probably going to be one or two episodes featuring them.
They're a bit older, I guess, than the other characters, right?
Yeah, and they're also, I think, bigger names than not that I think they. I think there are bigger names than everyone else cast in the show.
I mean, I guess
more so Minka Kelly than
by default they are. All right, let's say okay. Minka Kelly
playing Dove
from Friday Night Lights and other TV series.
Yeah, she's done a bunch of stuff, like little one-off things, and I think she tried to get into some movies too.
The only reason I know her is because she dated Derek Jeter.
Okay, I know he baseball, right?
Yes.
Okay, see.
It was all the talk on the sports whatever crap.
Yeah.
When you live near New York City like I did.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about the Yankees, and when Derek Jeter dates someone, it's a big deal because he was such a huge star for so many years. So Minka Kelly, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And it's a name you remember.
Yeah. And I mean, I've enjoyed her and like the few things that I've seen her in. So.
Oh yeah, like those pictures on the internet.
I don't know what you're talking about. No, I mean, like she had a guest spot on a couple episodes on House and stuff like that, which was a show I was a big fan of.
In case anyone's not wondering or not knowing, she's very attractive.
Yeah.
So
that's weird. An attractive actress.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, like I never watched Friday Night Lights. I was never raised as like a football fan or anything like that, so I never really cared about it.
I'm a football fan, but I don't.
Especially because it's like college football in Texas. Or is it even college? Is it high school?
High school? Who cares?
It's
not professional. I'm not interested.
Yeah. Because I know like in Texas, like every tier of football is like huge.
Yeah, that's true.
But I didn't really care about that show, even though I've only really heard good things. But Alan Richardson, he does have some superhero pedigree already.
Yeah. He was Aquaman, right? In Smallville?
Yeah. Which like he was a good Aquaman. He was fun. So never once did he utter "yeah."
Did he?
He was also one of like the 40 guys on the show that dated Lois Lane. So.
She got around, huh?
She really did. Yeah. She really did.
Wait, okay, who did he play the Aquaman in that pilot TV show?
No, that was Justin Hartley, who then he played. After that, he went on to play Green Arrow.
Oh, okay.
On the show.
Okay, so I've never seen this guy.
No, probably not.
Because I didn't get that far into Smallville.
Yeah,
I let it go.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, for what it was in the show, like he was a good Aquaman. I liked him.
Okay. Did he talk to fish?
No, but I mean, Aquaman doesn't talk to fish. He can just control them.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, like, no, I know what you mean.
Did he communicate in any way with fish? Did he do sign language?
No, actually, I don't remember if he ever did that so much as he was basically just like a dude that could breathe underwater and swim really fast, and he was just like all about like earth protection and stuff.
He had a trident. He's probably really strong.
No trident, but really strong. Yeah.
No trident. What the hell?
Dude, they were building to it.
He didn't have a 5-dent.
A 5-dent? A pendant?
Whatever you would call it.
Yeah.
Like the new guy has.
Yeah.
The new Aquaman.
Yeah.
He's like, 3 is not enough.
Yeah.
I'm bigger and tougher. Yeah.
But he did also play one of the Ninja Turtles in the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I saw that. Raphael.
Raphael.
So, what does that matter? Did he do the voice?
I think he did the voice, and then I think he might have also done some motion capture. I'm not positive about that one, but
wow.
But hey, you know what? He has like 2 more superhero credits, so I'll give it a shot.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure he'll be fine for this show.
Yeah.
Which we still don't know what it's going to be on.
All they said is that in the article that I read is that it's going to premiere in 2018. And it's going to be on a direct-to-consumer streaming service. So I don't know if that's going to be one of their own, if they're going to Netflix, if they're going to Hulu.
I don't like what they're doing with this.
Yeah.
Because Warner Brothers owns... does they own, or they're owned by the same company as HBO, right?
I think so. I think Warner Brothers might own HBO.
Yeah, whichever way it is. That's why all the DC movies are on HBO and on HBO Go service.
Yeah.
So this should all just be on HBO.
Yeah.
Because HBO Go or HBO Now is a service that you can pay for on its own and get all their content.
Yeah.
It's like, don't make us go to some other streaming service. If people already get HBO, just put it on that streaming service. And maybe you label it, I don't know, within, because you don't want the quality of HBO to be lessened. I think maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right? Because maybe if it's like sci-fi level quality or CW or whatever,
yeah,
they want HBO's brand to be that like we put out really high quality TV series, and we can't have that. But okay, then make it so that you subscribe to HBO Now or HBO Go or HBO. You get this for free as well.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, because I think we've talked about in the past, like I'm getting kind of frustrated with like the streaming services. Like Hulu, I didn't love, but I appreciated because it was like basically a congregation of all the
all the networks.
All the networks.
Yeah, right.
Netflix, kind of a similar thing. I don't mind paying, the equivalent of like $14 a month for those two services if that's going to encompass almost everything. Mm-hmm. But, when now, you're going to have CBS All Access to watch Star Trek and, whatever this one is going to be to watch the Titans. Like, I don't want to end up paying like $100 a month, just because,
yeah, right.
I have to buy all these other streaming services.
Yeah, I mean, am I going to go to some sort of streaming provider instead of a cable provider?
Yeah, at that point, just get cable.
Right, and just pay them to get access to a new, like one fee to get access to all of these streaming networks. Like, that might happen at some point. Who knows?
I mean, eventually, really what it's going to come down to is, and I could see this more so for the Star Trek show than the Titans show, because I don't think there was nearly as enough interest or as much interest in the Titans show as the Star Trek show, is it's going to drive more people to internet piracy and torrents, and like free streaming sites with lesser quality, instead of paying, X amount for a service that you only want for one show.
Right.
And it might be that I could see, if the Star Trek show is good, I could see it, as being ranked as like one of the, like, well, maybe not number one, because I think that still goes to Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But like one of the most like highest like downloaded shows, but not one of the most watched.
Yeah, and I can see a lot of people doing what it seems like they were doing for Game of Thrones right now, is where they subscribe just for the month it comes out,
mm-hmm.
and then they just watch it all at once, and then they don't come back because there's nothing else they want. Because if you're someone who likes Game of Thrones,
which I am not,
yeah, you go to HBO, if you subscribe to HBO Now, and there's some good content on there, but not a lot of it really lines up with that theme or that genre, right? So you might not have a lot of other stuff to watch on there. Westworld does as well. Westworld's really good, but it's not going to be on for a while. So, like, if I didn't have HBO subscription through my cable,
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be paying for HBO. I would want to watch Game of Thrones, so maybe I would pay for it, that time. But then I wouldn't keep it because there's nothing else I want on there.
Yeah.
And actually, that's a good point to bring up now. That Marvel and Star Wars movies will officially be pulled from Netflix when Disney's streaming service comes out in about late 2019, they're saying.
Yeah.
Which it's another service, but honestly, like, it's, to me, having Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, and Pixar is enough for me to be like, I might pay for that.
I just hope that it's, because I'm paying like $8 a month for Netflix. Like I don't know what the current rate is. Like I might have been grandfathered into, I think, like an early fee. I don't know exactly what it is, but
went up for them.
But I mean, even if it doubled, and it's like $16 a month. Like that's not bad.
Yeah, I think it might be 12 or so. I don't know.
Is it? Yeah. I mean, that's not bad for what you're going to get from this from this Disney one. That's actually worth it.
Yeah, and they're planning original content as well.
Yeah.
But now that they're saying that, Marvel specifically is going to be going to that, what happens to the Netflix Marvel shows?
Yeah.
Is that part of that deal?
I don't know, because they're co-owned. They're co-produced.
Yeah, I mean, do those shows end at that point? Can they not keep making them?
Yeah.
Does Disney say, like,
because it's also a completely different tone from, even the MCU. Like, these are much more violent, much darker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they want to take that with them, and just have it on the same, service as like reruns of the Gummy Bears.
Yeah. But like, if they're really smart, okay,
which
Disney,
I'm sure they are.
They are, and I don't think they're going to do this, but they would be very smart to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Have a Star Wars TV series lined up for the release of this streaming service.
I mean, they might,
It's possible.
Because they did say they have that new animated series in the works right now to come out after Rebels is done. So, I mean, they might...
Talking live action here.
Oh, live action? Oh, you just said series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Why not? You could definitely do it, and it would get people to jump on that service, whether they need to convince people or not already, because there's tons of content that's gonna be worth it.
Yeah, but I don't. For some reason, I don't see them investing in like a live action Star Wars something. For however much I would love that, because I think in order to do that, it would probably have to be, grounded, like no Jedi or anything like that, and that kind of sucks because.
Well, no, look, I actually don't believe that at all, because I think most of the effects of a Jedi could be done on a TV budget with relative ease. Actually,
yeah,
there's no reason you can't do a lightsaber on a TV budget. I mean, look at what Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did with Ghost Rider. You tell me that's less advanced than anything a Jedi can do.
True.
Right?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
You push people around with the Force, which just requires like some wire work,
Yeah.
Maybe.
So, I mean, you might be turning me around a little on this. Yeah. Like, I don't know, but
you could just have some nice sets. You could set it in a specific location so they don't have to go necessarily to exotic worlds all the time.
Yeah.
So it's definitely doable, and I think it has to be something that's going to happen. And if it's ever going to happen, I think it's going to be on this streaming service.
Yeah.
But maybe not immediately. But I would hope it would start. Nope.
I think they're going to need something to anchor this, like something they're going to have to be as like their entry content.
Well, yeah, because you think about like what's going to sell that network on, besides obviously of all the content the Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar content.
They better have Darkwing Duck on there first day.
Yeah, right?
That's what I'm watching first day, dude.
Something has got to sell that network on original content.
Yeah.
Like Netflix, had like, I think House of Cards was its big show that really sold it.
Yeah.
There may have been some other stuff, but that's the one that was like, oh, this is really good.
Yeah.
Big name actor, Kevin Spacey's in it. So to do that with Star Wars on the network would be brilliant.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Like, I like that idea. Like, I hope they do that because, I mean, who doesn't want more Star Wars?
Yeah.
But
yeah, like you said, it's getting out of hand with all these networks. Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, even.
Mm-hmm.
I only have Netflix. Oh, I do have Amazon Prime, but that's only because I get Prime for the shipping.
Yeah. Which
I've never watched any original content on there.
I think I watched. I think the only original content on Amazon Prime I watched was the pilot they did for Zombieland TV show.
Okay.
Which didn't get picked up for a very obvious reason if you watched it.
Where's the tick?
I think it's coming.
Isn't it out or is that out?
Is it? I don't know if it's out or not. I know it's Amazon Prime.
Oh, it's Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I thought you meant like where is it and when is it coming out? That I don't know.
Yeah, which network?
No, it's Amazon Prime.
Okay. Maybe I could check that out. It's a possibility.
I mean, I'll check it out, but I could never get into the cartoon as a kid. I didn't get into the live action show as an adult.
I've never watched anything about the tick, but I'm hearing good things about this one.
I mean, it looks fun.
Yeah, so maybe I'll give it a shot. All right. I guess this is probably the last little thing here.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought this was just funny and fun.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Conroy, voice of Batman in the animated series.
The one true voice of Batman, yes.
Yes, definitely. I guess in an interview, he was asked about all the killing in Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah.
And this is a quote from him. He said, "I hated the fact that there was so much death in that movie. I just think that it's important that Batman doesn't kill. It's a line that we never crossed. I love that about him. It was like he was too noble to kill. Killing was too cheap. It was something the villains did, I love that about the character, so I have a real problem with that."
I agree with him 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like spot on. He knows the character.
Yeah. No, you know what? Have Kevin Conroy direct a Batman movie because he gets the character. Like,
definitely consult him.
Yeah.
Like when they needed a voice for what's his name?
Ben Affleck.
Ben
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. I keep forgetting names today.
Yeah.
For Christian Bale to do on in The Dark Knight.
Dude.
Like, hey, Kevin Conroy, can you give him a little pointers?
Or how great would it have been if like they just dubbed him over? That would have been so amazing,
Yeah, right.
dude. I don't know. Maybe like pitch him up a little so it matches like Christian Bale's voice because he does have a little bit of a higher voice. But like,
Yeah.
dude, that would have been great.
But yeah, like his line about, it's that he's too noble for that and killing is too cheap and that's what the villains do. Like, yeah, that's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's out there and he's fighting crime using his intelligence, his physical ability through training,
Mm-hmm.
And gadgets that he's created using his own intelligence to stop the bad guys and not to go out there and to punish them and kill them. That's not what he does.
Yeah.
It's a thing that's still lingering, and I think they'll never really get away from in the DCEU, even despite whatever they're going to do in Justice League. And maybe by the original, the Batman movie, the solo Batman movie, maybe they can correct it there.
Yeah.
But it's always going to be in our minds. It's part of that universe. It's part of that character at this point. It's our introduction to that character.
Yeah. I mean, Batman kills people here. Like, that's not my Batman.
Right. Because you'll always question at this point, like, why hasn't he killed the Joker? Or why hasn't he killed any of his villains?
Yeah. If he has no problem just killing random thugs, like, why doesn't he just take the gun and shoot Joker in the face?
Yeah. I mean,
unless he did, and then like that's what put Jason Todd over the edge and was like, I'm the Joker now. See my grills?
That's why Jared Leto's the second Joker, and the Leonardo DiCaprio Joker, he got killed by Ben Affleck.
That's how
Batman.
like that's how that ends.
Yeah.
Like it just ends with him getting shot in the face by Batman.
The cameo. Ben Affleck.
It's just, and it's like not even, it's so unceremonious. It's literally not even in like costume. It's literally just like Ben Affleck just walking by, like texting in one hand, just takes out a gun, shoots him in the face and walks away.
No, he's got to show up and he's like, I'm Batman. Boom.
Boom.
And that's how the movie ends.
Dude, I mean, do it. I don't care about any of these DCU movies, so just do whatever you want.
All right. I think that's it for today.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So this has been the Superhero's Journey.
Yep. You
can write to us at Superhero Journey, no E in super. Write to either of us specifically. I'm Carl Freemerman. My Twitter handle is at Carl Freemerman, CarlFreemerman.
Yep.
And my co-host,
Brian Shores. You can find me on Twitter at @thatbrian. Brian is spelled with an E, though. So it's THATBRIEN.
The proper Brian spelling, right?
Yep. I mean, I don't know if it's proper, but it's phonetically, it's Brian.
Yeah.
The other ones are Brian or Brian.
I thought you, of all people, would be like, yes, that's the proper way you spell Brian.
I mean, dude, I've had too many substitute teachers telling me that's not how you say the name. Like, I've just accepted it.
Like Eric with a K is to me wrong.
Yeah.
Carl with a K is to me wrong because mine's a C. But
yeah.
Even though I think the K is kind of cool, I kind of like it.
Yeah. You just want to snake like a random Z into your name somewhere. Just like it's like a sharp letter, man. Yeah. C's are too rounded.
It's Carl with a Z.
Yeah.
And an XL at the end.
Yeah.
Carl XL.
Carl's XL.
All right. Also write to us at the Superhero's Journey at gmail.com. That's HEROES, plural heroes, not possessive. And thanks for listening.
Yep. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.